So question 23, we have a speed time graph. So some things to note. A speed time graph, the gradient is the acceleration. So in this case, part A, they say find the retardation of the particle for the last 10 seconds. So retardation is actually the reverse of acceleration. So retardation is equals negative of acceleration. So we will look at the last 10 seconds, which is here. Then we identify 2 points that we can find. It's easily read. So this is 20 and then this is 5 here, then this part is 0, okay, 30 and 0. So we start with finding acceleration. Acceleration will be equals to finding the gradient. This is 5 minus 0 over 20 minus 30. So I get 5 over negative 10, so this is negative half. Then we know that retardation is negative acceleration. So retardation is negative half. So it's half. That's part 1. And part 2, we have this concept of average speed. Average speed is equals to total distance divided by total time. Which means you have to find the distance traveled by the particle. Then again, back to this, we have a speed time graph. The area under graph is equals to the distance traveled by the object. So that means, right, over here, if we want to find the total distance, we would have to find the area under here, this whole section. So we'll divide this into 1, 2, and 3. So area under 1, right, that means it's 0 to 10 seconds. The distance traveled is half times 10 times 5 equals to 25. Then 10 to 20 seconds, this is 10 times 5 equals to 50. And then we have 20 to 30 seconds, that is half times base times height again, so it's 25. So based on this formula, then average speed will be equals to 25 plus 50 plus 25 over 30, which is going to give me 300 over 30, 3 and 1/3 meter per second. Okay. Then for the third part, right, they say find the time taken for the particle to travel 91 meters. So just now earlier we have divided, this is first part, second part, and third part. And we know that there's 25 meters traveled by the object here, 50 by and 25 here. So then we have to locate this 91 meters. So in which region is the object at when it's 91 meters? So we can safely see that over here, the first two parts we get 75. We get 75 meters here. So that means, right, 91 would safely land inside the third part. So if that's the situation, then I can identify a point in the third area. So I'll call this as S and then this as T. This point will be T comma S. Then I will draw this triangle out over here. Then I label this part as capital T. Capital T. This part here. Okay, so with that we can start our question. So that T point, this point here is where the object travels 91 meters, which I could also safely assume that this area that I just highlighted is 9 meters, because the entire trapezium is 100 meters, so then he travels 91 meters here, so that last area there is 9 meters. So then another thing is to see that the equation itself, the question itself, right, there are two unknowns. That point here, right, has two unknowns, one S and one T. So in situations like this, we will need two equations and because there are two unknowns. So one equation will come from the gradient of the line, which is negative half. Then the second equation will come from the distance traveled. So with that, we will first construct the equation based on gradient. So we say gradient equals to negative half. Then that means S minus 0 over T minus 30 will be negative. Then we cross multiply, we will get an equation like this. So this is equation 1. Then I can switch this around, and then this is equation 3. Then the second one is equals to the total distance traveled. So let's look at the triangle again. So that means down here is S, and then this is T, and T is actually 30 minus T. So area under the graph is 9. So half times base times height S is equals to 9. So S 30 minus T give me 18, then 30S minus ST equals to 18. So they call this 2. Then we can put 3 into 2, and then we will get this equation 30S minus S minus 30S minus S 30 minus 2S equals to 18. Like this. So we can continue to solve, and you'll see that 30S minus 30S plus 2S squared equals to 18. 2S squared minus 18 equals 0. S squared equals like this. S plus 3. S minus 3 equals to 0. S equals to negative 3, or S equals to 3. So this one is rejected. because s is a speed down there and s cannot be negative. So with that, then you know that t would be 30 minus 2 times s, just so it'll be 24 seconds.